Hot damn, it's the Mike and Matt show.
Did you say hot damn?
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
That's the only word to describe it. I finally found some more adjectives, Matt.
Hot and damn.
Hot damn. It's the hot damn show. It ain't chicken, beer, free beer and chicken wings.
Yeah.
I mean, we do need a new name.
Mike and Matt ain't cutting it?
I don't think it's cutting it. That's Bob and Tom, Tom and Jerry. I mean, it just doesn't stand out. We need a fucking kick-ass name.
Do you have any suggestions?
No, I have nothing.
Me either.
I was always bad about that.
I mean, anything is better than Manson and Spice.
It's certainly.
But Mike and Matt, you're right. It's not much better.
It's not grabbing you. I mean, it's fine. But I'm not looking for fine, buddy. I'm not looking for fine at all.
You're looking to boost it up a notch.
Bam.
Right in your face.
In your face.
Free beer and hot wings.
Geez, you think that was the stupidest name in the world? It worked out pretty good for those guys.
Oh, they're doing great. Yeah.
I think they
kind of.
I think they get like $100 an affiliate, but they got 1,000 affiliates.
It all adds up.
It all adds up.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Oh man, what a week.
Short
week.
It's one of those. You know, I don't know if it's an old thing. I think it's always been. Everybody does it. It's like feels like it's Wednesday, but it's actually Monday. I don't even know. You know.
Where did it all go?
Where did it go?
Yeah, the Labor Day really screwed everything up.
How'd you didn't like our picture here? It's not a good promo picture. It's a good picture. It's a good picture. Look at those two guys. Look at those two guys. Let me put the screen share that.
Okay, so last week your lovely wife gets this picture, and I don't know what's going to happen with this picture. I get home that night. Come to find out, I don't even have you as a friend on Facebook. Not even that.
I was kind of offended by that. I think you had me blocked. Donna said you had me blocked.
You were blocked.
When did I ever say anything that was worthy of a block, buddy?
So hold on. It has nothing, or it had nothing to do with you personally, right? But I didn't even know I had anybody blocked. I forgot all this stuff, and I even text your wife. I go, "It's been a rough decade. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you."
Has it been 10 years?
Yeah,
Is it 10 years. Damn.
Yeah, over.
Damn.
So I'm looking at this block list and I'm going, all right, everybody on this block list is still on this block list for a reason. I don't feel bad about any of it except for you. So I was like, okay, unblock. So then I'm driving tonight and I see you posted this picture because I'm looking at my phone while I'm driving like an idiot. Of course. It's just the way it goes. And so I'm like, I never really post anything. I never really just partake. So I'm like, maybe I'll say a little something about this picture and share it on my page or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm driving. So, and I think I have to delete it because I'm driving. It's not, what I put is not really exactly brilliant, right? It's not grabbing anybody. I put a winky face and I said, I've been having a great time with Mike Waters, a.k.a. Manson, a.k.a. Ned. Looking forward to doing it again tonight. I think we need a different pick, though. I'm deleting this post now because it's such a dorky post I put.
That's okay because it was stealing some of my comments and likes, so I'm not,
Oh, really?
No, I don't. I'm just kidding. I mean, it was, but I don't care.
I think I gotta delete that post. It just sounds cringe. But I like the picture. I should have never. I don't want to say unblocked you because that's not the truth.
Because you should have blocked me.
I should have never looked at comments from previous stuff we did on here. I went back and I was like, oh, I didn't know he'd posted about when we did a show weeks back. Right? I didn't know you'd put anything up. So I started reading the comments. Oh, okay. All right. I get where it's at.
I'm telling you, the comments are good, buddy.
Oh, yeah. No, now it doesn't feel so bad, but there's the few that I'm going, And then I saw Kevin Hazlett posted something.
I did.
And then somebody underneath like, how dare you, Kevin? How dare you be I'm going, oh, man. Nobody can't even be his own man. Can't even stand on his own.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Weird.
And, you don't know, but you don't know if that guy is just like, he got a text that said, yeah, you need to go on and say, that's what I mean. Unacceptable. He always used other people to fight his battle.
Yes. And that's what I mean. So, yeah, part of it was a little, I don't know, good, and some was bad, and I'm going, I'm just going to go ahead and move on from that and not look back. Just got to keep looking forward. But I like the picture overall. I mean, you look nice.
I'm telling you, let's. But listen to the comments, buddy.
What are the comments?
Randy Cabrera says legends.
Oh.
Legends.
Well, what does your post say first? Your post
Okay, my post
says,
says two giddy schoolgirls or two legendary radio superstars. You be the judge. Mike and Matt live tonight on Twitch at 6-ish o'clock.
we look like silly bitches in that
That's
picture.
why I said two giddy schoolgirls. It's not cool at all.
It's so not cool.
I mean, and if like Soge say, Mike and Matt, I mean, the offers are coming in. It's just a matter
Pouring in.
of weighing the offers.
Yes.
And when we get the big gig, that we're going to have to take a photo where we're trying to look like a couple of badasses.
Oh yeah, the like the leather jacket pose, that kind of thing that they do.
I dread it.
It's so corny, and I'm
I think we
guilty
could-
of doing that.
I mean, everybody does it. I mean, me. Look, do I come off as
my
that guy? But I'm, in the picture, I'm.
I'm so angry at the
Man's a
world.
serial killer of comedy.
I'm fiery. There was your old press picture with you with the long hair.
Yeah.
And that thing cracks me up. I gotta find that. You
I
have one
think
of those hanging around?
Donna's got it. Donna, are you out there?
I had a mystery box of old stuff.
Oh my God,
And
there's
so
some
I
great
know I
old
have one in there.
pictures.
And I actually have like 5 Black Man comic books in this box too. And I was going, oh man, the Black Man comic book, that jogged up some memories too.
I got some. I mean, that was the biggest F job ever. I mean, I'm a nice guy. I like to do things the right way. So I was like, people love the Black Man. The bit Black Man about the black superhero. He was Batman, but he was Black Man.
Which I don't think you could do now.
No.
No.
Oh, you couldn't play. Oh, you couldn't play it at all.
You couldn't have African American man. You couldn't have mulatto man. You couldn't have any sort of man.
Nope.
You can't even say man.
I think you say, oh my God. I don't know what you'd say. It's about.
Black, he, him.
Yeah, it's a long list. It's a long list.
But yeah, go ahead. Back to your screw job. You got
Yeah,
Black Man screw job.
Another aside. I mean, worse than Black Man. Then we got on Sirius, and they said, "Say whatever you want," And I did the one where 25 Cent was gonna battle Black Man, and 25 Cent was in Man, and he said it.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
I even had a song where he sang it, and it was like, and nobody batted an eye because wasn't racist. It's not racist. 25 Cent wasn't in there having to say it. He was laughing about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't racist. It was
So what was the screw
hyperbole.
job before with Black
okay.
Man?
So Black Man, it's taken off. Everybody loves it. I said, I'm going to do a Black Man comic.
Okay.
and
We're
so
on the same page.
And so I get an artist, and we could come up with this comic. And I go, but first I go to Brad Harden, and I say, can I do this? And he said, yeah, sure, man, you can do it. And so I do it, I get the comic books printed, which was, several thousand, like $2,500, $3,000 back, this is back then.
Yeah.
And so I get everything, and then I have an appearance. I talk to these comic book shops, and they're going to pay me $500 to go there and pimp on the air about my comic book.
And slang your Black Man comic.
Yeah, and it's like the day before I'm ready to kick it off, Dan DiLoretto reads it and sees some stuff in there that he's like, no, done. Couldn't advertise at all, which is, so I couldn't talk about it or advertise it. So basically I had a comic book that I could tell no one about.
So are you saying that I've got limited edition comic books
yeah,
that could be valuable? Is this what you're saying?
As soon as I get rid of the 1,000 I have, yours will be valuable.
Do you really have a lot?
No, I got like 2 boxes, maybe 100, maybe.
It was a good quality comic book. As far as like the printing and everything that was involved with it, it looked legit to me.
I thought it was pretty legit. It would have been interesting to see if it would have done anything.
So did you make any money off of it, or you lost? You
I
lost.
might
money?
have. I don't even think I broke even, so I got totally screwed.
Tax write-off.
And the
Nice.
worst is, so I got to go to these comic book places, and they were paying me to be there, and nobody showed up because I couldn't say I was there. I was like, I mean.
And there's no social media. You can't even like get the word out
No,
that way.
it was for me. That was the biggest nightmare. I was like, I never want to like give somebody like don't give us their money's worth.
Yeah.
So I'm always over the top and working hard to make sure that they get their money. I don't want to ever gyp anybody, and I was totally gypping everybody. The stores, they were paying me there. Oh, it's a ghost town. It's
Dude.
a nightmare.
Okay, I'll give you Ghost Town. I'll give you Ghost Town. When we had to do the CD signings, and some would go really well. When we would go to, I don't know, like Crystal River or like outer skirts,
Some of them were incredible.
Holiday was always really good.
Lakeland
good
was
place.
great.
Yeah. Then there was ones like Clearwater Mall or Countryside Mall, places like that, and we would sit there behind a table with nobody trickling in, and we're all just there with like, oh my God,
you had the
this
nice
is 2 hours of torture.
The nice opening line of 20 people, and then nothing. And then it was like, yeah, Ghost Town. Like you said, Ghost Town.
Yeah.
I mean, remember Charlotte? I'm not sure. Was it Charlotte? No, Charleston. Were you?
No,
you were not.
No, I did. I think I did do. Yeah, I did.
That was
do Charleston.
big. That was big.
I don't.
We were at. It was a giant like wing house type restaurant.
It was the wing house and it was attached to a strip club? Or no, that was Jacksonville.
No, and the way the
That was
motorcycle ride the next day, maybe you weren't there.
I don't think I was.
God, maybe that was less than 10 years ago. I can't remember this shit.
My PTSD may have kicked in, so I don't know if I was there or not. Some of these things I like to forget.
Oh, so hey, want to hear about Charleston?
Which, are you talking about this appearance or something else?
Disappearance.
I don't know. Do I?
No, it's not a big deal, but it's like just a typical story.
Oh, okay.
I mean, okay, so the old show, we do good in Charleston. We're kicking ass in Charleston. We're going up to Charleston. We're going to do a memorial bike ride for a fallen cop, I think it was. So we go up there and we have the signing, and the signings going. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's wrong. It's the wrong city. But we'll just go with this. I think this was. I can't even remember.
Okay, let insert city here.
I
It doesn't.
remember
Probably the story in a whole
maybe it
is
was
probably the
Charleston,
same.
but it was a different appearance. So we go to this club, we do the deal. It's a decent crowd, and we go to the club, and we're supposed to be there for like, a day and a half. Go all the way to Charleston, do the appearance, and then we, stay there the next day. And so we get there, we get done with the appearance, we get back to the hotel, and it's like, we're going. And you're like, we just drove up here today. Like 3 or 4 hours. No, me and Donna flew.
Okay.
We were flexing.
Gotcha. Drip. Got that drip.
But, Trace was there. He was on the show at that time.
Okay.
Everybody was 25. All the people were there. We're already... It was basically out of this big bar, which we would have at our disposal with obviously a tab. You're not paying for drinks when you're doing it. We never paid for drinks.
Sure.
It's a great time. And people coming up and talking about shit. And, we were going to do that the next night. It was like, that's going to be fun, And then we're going home. And we're like, we're going home? And we like... we were trying to talk. So I did. Me and Donna didn't want to fucking go home. And nobody.
But I don't want to go home.
But nobody else wanted to go home. It was like nobody wanted to do the turnaround, from driving up to South Carolina in the morning and then at 11 p.m. going home. And so everybody, we were trying to stick up for everybody. And so we eventually told, got him to say no. You'll stay for like till tomorrow afternoon or whatever. And he was so bent out of shape about it. So bent out of shape.
Why though?
I don't know. Maybe there's another part of the story. We start the meet and greet. Going great. A lot of people. We each have our stations, and he's got the Ned puppet.
Okay.
The Ned. Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
Okay, so it's a really cool puppet. And Douglas King made that for us. Great puppet. So he's got the puppet, and him and a bunch of people, they're clowning around with the puppet. And the meet and greet's about half over, and I was like, I'm fucking Ned. And that's my fucking puppet. And, he's getting all the fun with the puppet. And I walked to, the worst, this is probably ruined my whole career.
Puppet jealousy?
Puppet envy. And I was like, hey, man, you mind if I get my puppet and use that for a little while? And he was like, fuck you, Manson. And, shoved it at me. And I was like, yeah.
That was the beginning of the end for you, huh?
It's like that. I think there's two things I said to him in my entire fucking career. I mean, you look at,
Yeah.
See, you want to know what a get along guy I am? I'm the only man possibly in this world that could work for that guy for 20 plus years and not quit or get fired. Because
True.
I just, plus I got, he did kind of kiss my ass.
True. Yeah. but well deserved. I never had an issue with that.
But still, you know, that's not an easy environment and guy to, you know, that's a roller coaster ride. A lot of people, you know, but
it's a psychological mind screw daily. Yes.
so I'm the most get along guy there is.
So what do you do?
And so the two things I said was that about the puppet.
Yep.
Can I have my puppet?
What a weird argument to have, though. Like, what, of all the things, 20 plus years, right? And then the one thing you say, excuse me, can I have my puppet? I believe that's my puppet.
You know, see, it's like, you know, that's like a build-up.
That's you blowing your top. Is can I have my puppet? Like
That's it.
That's you blowing your lid.
That's it.
Which is so strange.
That's it.
Because that's such a small lid that got blown of all the things, right?
Well, but also, you know, what I like, you know, playing a character that was way more popular than me, which is fine because it's me.
Yeah.
But when you go out and people,
you never got credit.
You know, we got the fake Ned. So he gets all the credit. He gets a line way longer than me, and people fucking loving him and taking pictures. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I got the half the line. So, you know, I think that just after a while, and then when you see him with the puppet, right, we're loving everybody. And I was like, oh, my fucking puppet. You know, when you got my fucking puppet.
Yeah, no, look, I get it. I agree with you. And I could see where you are definitely coming from with that because you're right. There would be lines to meet a fake man pretending to be this character that you're the genius behind, and then people would go up to you and be like, hey man, so you're pretty great too. And then they'd like blow past you onto Ned. Ned, you're the man. And they'd take pictures, all this stuff. So I could see how after a while that would probably like grind your gears a bit.
A little bit.
Even if it's not an ego thing. It's just like like eventually 20 years in, it's gonna just take a toll.
But it's a weird thing that most people wouldn't, you know, wouldn't experience because it was me that they liked, but they didn't know it. And it was like, they love it. And like the worst would be some guy, they'd be marking out to Ned and getting a picture, autograph, blah, blah, blah. And then my table's here and I see him go and miss me. And I'm like,
wouldn't it?
Fucking shit, they don't even want my autograph.
Did you ever like nudge up beside somebody and go, just heads up, I'm Ned. Just to throw that out. Just letting you know. I don't know if you want to tell some people or not, but that's me.
You know, I don't think I ever did that.
See,
I mean, occasionally, very rarely, somebody would say, "Come on, you got to tell me you're Ned." And I was like, "I'm not a good liar." I was like, you know,
yes. Oh, you don't sound like him at all. That was always the funniest part. Is the fake Ned couldn't? It was notoriously the one that the only person on the planet that couldn't have a remotely decent Ned impression, like remotely decent. It was
embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
So he would try to talk at the appearances, and the cuck would always go, "Shut the fuck up! Don't say anything. Stop talking. People are going to find out."
He didn't even understand the concept of imitating Ned. He was just like, he'd use his voice every time. Yes. You're like, no, it's got a little rasp. Yes, yeah, you get the rat. Yes.
I remember going up to Hartford. And it's me and the fake Ned, Brent and the cuck, and we're all going somewhere to do an appearance. I don't even remember what it was. And they're going to some Asian massage parlor down the street, and that's just not my thing, right? So
yeah.
I'm sitting at a McDonald's with the fake Ned, and the fake Ned's got his outfit on, the whole thing, and we're just sitting there eating burgers while those guys get sucked off of the
wow, living the dream.
Oh my God! And I'm like, what is going on here? Very odd.
Oh, I didn't get to
the comments.
We didn't get to mark out. We got one comment. Legends. Then I don't know how we got super duper sidetracked, which tends to be
we did
happen on the show. Then Gene Riley says, "Is this every Wednesday?" Kinda, but not next week.
Yeah, next week I'm actually taking a vacation.
Good for you.
My first one of the year.
Good for you.
Yeah, so I will not be here next week, but
it's all right.
I would like to continue it beyond that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a great time.
This is my social time. This is I
mean, we're having a little vodka. We're having some good conversation.
Speaking of, look what I grabbed you. Last week we were talking about the pumpkin beer. I went and picked us up the They don't have sixers of the pumpkin. A four.
Yeah.
A four of the
drink,
pumpkin.
Nobody can drink 6
No,
pumpkin beers.
no. So I do want you to try this at some point tonight.
I mean, it's not on ice, Matt.
It is. It's cold. It's cold.
And it's not. I
Feel
like
it.
my beer ice cold.
Feel it. I'm gonna put it over. Put it over.
It's not. It's kind of cold.
All right, well,
we got to. Are you out there, honey? Here, like she knows me. She knows me.
How cool is that?
She knows me.
That's hilarious. She came in and just reached her arm in. Just give me the beer. Give it to me.
Oh,
that's
she's gonna
funny.
put it in the freezer for me because that's the kind of guy I am. I put my beer in the freezer.
I'm with you. You do have to have that stuff super cold. So okay, so yes, but I would like to continue it if you
With
would
what?
like to.
The
whole
Wednesday.
show.
The Wednesday. Yeah, I'm having
Or
a great
Thursday,
time.
whatever. I don't even know what day.
I think we kind of got, I mean, do something with it. It's like it's too good. It's too good. So and hey, enjoy this show while it lasts. I mean, this is. I mean, there's people are eyeing this show from great heights.
Yeah.
At this moment.
That's right. And I can't quit. If I have to become a professional crisis actor instead of doing this radio show to pay the bills, we're going to have
Get
problems.
to pay the bills. No, this is this show. It's hot rocking and flame throwing is what I meant to say. The worst hype man in the world.
Oh, my God. All those phrases. What about the phrase that
The
pays?
phrase that pays.
The phrase.
Daniel, here's the phrase that phrase that prays.
Praise.
Oh, I'm gonna sell that to some
Yeah,
Christian
the phrase
church.
that prays.
Phrase that prays.
That is definitely that's right up the Baptist, Sally.
Daniel Criberny. That's a tough one. Daniel Criberny says, "Oh yeah," the phrase that pays is, "Oh yeah." Matt Feinberg says, "Can't wait. Love you guys back together." Shane Harris says, "Can't fucking wait." Wait. He can't wake up. Puts him right to sleep. Thanks, Shane Harris. Nick Strait says, "Love it. Keep it coming." Luis Linares says, "Glad this is becoming a weekly thing. Great chemistry and no..." Well, I'm not going to read that part. One of you, no. One of you is a superstar. The other is a thieving little bitch, but y'all know him as Spice Boy. We'll just move past that.
Oh no, that's terrible.
He ruined the whole thing.
Oh,
He
that's
ruined the whole thing because you were feeling great. You
And
know,
there-
you
that
can take
one comment-
It's that one, like it used to be on Stern Fan Network. It's like, oh,
Yep.
man, I'm a piece of shit now.
Now I'm going to go eat a gun.
One schlep told me I was a piece of shit, and I bought into it. Which one is B Fudd? I don't even, that's an attempt at a joke, but it's not funny. Boopity.
Boopity.
Kyle Lashley says, "Cannot wait." Robert Baird says, "Superstars in my book. But keep those egos in check." Thank you for the advice, Robert Baird. We'll try to keep our egos in check.
I don't think we have any egos.
We're here doing a stream for the fuck of it. What's the ego involved at all? I worked with you for 20 years or so, and I don't think I just demonstrated a hell of a lot of ego, and I never really thought you did either.
No, I was an asshole, but that was kind of like my role was to be this schmarmy asshole. So that's what I was doing.
Yeah, you're pompous, not egotistical.
Playing it to a T, mind you.
Seems so natural.
Very good at my role.
Oh my goosh. This guy wants to know how all these people are doing. Matt, Morgan, Sean, Finger.
I don't know who Finger is. Oh, I did see that comment. Okay, yeah. So Morgan's good. He's, still an attorney. But poor guy's done so much legal work for me. I feel badly. Sean's good. Same old stuff.
Still 3/5. I can never say fifths of the greatest radio show of all time. Hot damn. Mark Gunter, thank you. And Rob Tuff says, "Yes."
That's all that needs to be said right there. That shows you get it. Yes. That shows you get it.
It's so weird. One of my youngest granddaughter, she just turned 7, but I mean for years, like the last 2 or 3 years, when you ask her something, she goes, "Yes." And it's like she's not exposed to that at all. I don't do that around the house, and it's like perfect.
Oh,
It's
my
like-
daughter does it.
and she's better than the old Ned at doing it.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, but my whole family, we all do. We all still to this day. Yes.
Yes. It was a great. I always thought it was so great that my catchphrase was "yes."
It's very WWE-ish now. Like somebody could sell out an arena. We're just like going, yes, yes, that whole Daniel Bryan thing. And that guy might have stole it from Ned. We don't know. We're not sure.
Maybe.
They were, the other one that we say around my house to this day is power. When I can't find somebody or when I don't know where somebody is, we'll just go, power. And they'll go, meow. And that's just the ongoing thing. It's hilarious. Some of those things stick with you.
Oh, there's a few that stick. I can't even remember, but I know there's a few that. And we do Carney, like in front of the grandkids.
Yep.
And then one day we're doing Carney, and Harper, Trace's daughter, from the back seat goes, "I know what you're saying," and we're like, "Oh, right."
Yeah, the day the music died,
and she repeated it, and we're like, "Oh shit, none of that anymore."
We'll do a two-tap if somebody won't stop talking, or we need to get out of a situation, or if I'm feeling socially awkward, whatever it is, right? And you just give a little, you're rubbing her back or whatever. You just give a little two-tap.
That's a good.
It's so subtle, but so defining. You can't. You feel the two-tap, and if it's a two-tap, it's time to get the hell out of here.
And you were probably waiting for the two-tap. You were thinking about doing the two-tap yourself.
I always wanted.
No, but I'm surprised that in my marriage, we never came up with the two-tap or something like that.
I'm surprised.
It's the word, it's like,
because how do you get out of a situation as a couple if you're around other people or in a awkward situation? You have to have a signal, and instead of you could do that's pretty obvious.
It's obvious.
Yeah, so or you blink 3 times, but again, same thing. But a little two-tap on the back, or then something like that. So Donna, if you want to come in here and two-tap at any time, I get it.
You get the two-tap and you go, "Oh my God, the dogs need to go out."
Would you look at the time?
Yeah.
Oh yes. What a crazy week. I'm I don't know what's going on in your world, but I am not enjoying Spectrum.
Spectrum. I mean, I don't know if it's relating, but I went to watch the Gator game last Thursday, and they got the thing up that says they're having an argument with Disney.
Yes.
And so you can't watch the game. Yeah, and even the wording of the thing is, and just as football season kicks off, Disney's doing this.
Can you believe the nerve? The nerve of Disney to do this of all nights.
So that's on all ESPN stations. So you can't watch the football game on it.
But U.S. Open, the one thing I wanted to watch.
I was clicked on that the other day. I was like, yeah, same deal.
And then I spent a day trying to scour around and try to figure out how to get ESPN because you can. So then I go, okay, well, I guess I'll have to get the Disney bundle. So I go in the Disney bundle, but that's only ESPN Plus apparently. So you don't get the good matches. You get the bullshit mixed doubles wheelchair matches, so on all that stuff. So
there's no other place that's carrying that. It's like a super duper ESPN exclusive.
It's a crazy thing. Yeah. So then I finally get the suggestion to go to Fubo. So I download Fubo, which has ESPN. It's got good stuff, and it says 7-day free trial. I'm like,
don't do it.
Shit.
Don't do it.
I put it in my calendar for this Saturday. Cancel Fubo so I don't get charged the $120 or whatever it's going to be. But yeah, man,
Did
Fubo,
you get it?
I got it. So I finally have the U.S. Open and college football or whatever the hell else. But Spectrum
Until Saturday.
I just want to see the U.S. Open. That's it. Everything else.
Yeah, I got you. That'd be like the World Cup for me. I'd be like, I got to sign up for something.
That's it.
If I can't see it, I got to see the World Cup.
That's it. But I'm not going to go to a bar. I'm not going to stumble in a bar. You guys playing the U.S. Open? That's really not happening. Sir, we have college football on. The bitch bar is down the road that's watching the U.S. Open.
I mean, I have had to do that before at bars. You go and you're like, could we get the soccer game on and, one TV? And they're just like, no.
It's soccer game. No. There's college football on. There's 18 dozen games on.
Yeah.
There is, though, the even the sports bars are having the same problem, though, because a lot of them have Spectrum, or they just have the same cable system as other people. So
you go to the bar to see you're like, well, I'll go to the bar to see the game. They're like, same thing.
Same thing.
Nothing.
It's same thing. Yeah. And it's all over the stupid spat.
Disney. I mean,
They're both equally at fault.
And what do they think they putting that message up? What do they think that's going to do for them?
Which way?
We're going to call Disney, and Disney's going to change their mind.
Hey, Disney, Spectrum advised that I give you a piece of my mind by going to freefairdisney.com and telling you what's going on. Hey, bring back Disney. The Disney suits and the board, they don't give a fuck.
They don't.
They don't care. And the
Care at
people
all.
at Spectrum, they don't
Don't
give a
care
fuck either.
Either.
Neither party gives a flying fuck. None of them. And we're left here holding the bag, and I'm paying for Spectrum that I can't get the channels that I want.
I mean, it's like, what is that really like some kind of corporate bitch fight, or is this what? It doesn't even seem legitimate.
It's legit because Disney's trying to go streaming. Right?
Somebody's trying to screw somebody, I would imagine.
They're both trying to screw each other. But Disney's trying to go streaming, so they're of the mindset of going, look, eventually we're taking our channels to streaming and going to figure it out on our own anyways, right? Yeah. So if you don't want our channels and you don't want to pay the rate that we're willing to give them to you at, don't take them.
Yeah, suck it.
And Spectrum's going, oh yeah, well, we've got broadband, so we're not only a streaming or a cable provider, we've got internet. So the cable aspect of it is not a small portion of their business, but it's not their only business, right? Because they've got internet. So then they take their subscribers and go, all right, so we lose a couple channels. Really, what's the portion of people that are really going to cancel their whole package over 3 channels? It's worth it for us to take the chance. So that's where it's at. It's in the stalemate, and the customer's the ones getting screwed.
I mean, I was like, Gator game, Utah. I was like, that's a game I want to see. Nothing. And I did, and you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I went and did something else and went, I'm not going to waste my time watching that game. That's actually saved me 3 hours. I was like, thanks, Spectrum and Disney. So you can both get screwed because I don't care. I don't care. I'm about ready to cancel Spectrum, all these channels. I can't watch all this crap. It's preposterous. 2,000 channels.
Oh, you got the good package. Well, Mr. Spectrum.
So many channels. And I never watch them. It's like,
why don't you just go to a smaller package? I got like the smallest package there is. Oh, God.
I was right there. 637. 637, smallest package there ever is. Ever.
Smallest.
Yeah, we need to get. I mean, the only thing we use is the kids want to watch, some Disney or whatever.
But you get
they'd be happy not. They'd be happy not. They want to go outside. It's only when I'm tired of playing with the grandkids, I'm like, watch some TV. You're wearing me out.
Yeah. But then you have to find the right channels for them and the right shows, and then that becomes a thing.
And we got when my granddaughter was like 5, she's on the YouTube, but we have it in the kitchen, and you got to keep an eye out because then you're like, no, you ain't watching that. No, what are you doing? No.
It's difficult to track the kids' stuff, man. It really is difficult. Anytime they got the iPhone. I don't know, man. But yeah, the Spectrum thing, they can all S&D. Not liking this at all. But then you go to other services and they cost the same, if not more. So.
I imagine most people are agreeing with S&D Spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Are you reading comments?
No, I'm done with the comments. I mean, I can only blow so much smoke up our ass.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, keep blowing. Keep blowing. Put that one in here.
I saw I've got 2 already. The 638. They're coming fast and furious. Yeah, I saw the Obama thing. And Tucker's interviewing this the guy who doesn't seem too legit to me. And he's saying that, that he was screwing Obama for cocaine and, Barack was smoking crack. And it's like, is this really what we're doing? It's like, we got a lot of problems in the world. We're going to have some guy who looks like a crackhead himself say he's gay with Obama. It's like this is tabloid journalism. Tucker Carlson, who everybody's like, oh, yeah, he's the minister of truth, like sullying his image, in my opinion.
There is some truth to that, but I'm
finding this loving it.
Yeah, I find it fascinating because last week when the news broke and Tucker was going, look, Obama's gay, he's had homosexual relationships. with this guy, and they smoked crack together. But then he followed up with it. He goes, and I'm going to interview him. It's like, oh, shit. Yeah, okay, all right. Like, it's one thing to just say it, but then he was like, and I'm going to interview him. So that's, I mean, that's a score of an interview in terms of pure gossip and pure just insanity.
I mean, he will interview almost anybody. Yeah, I mean, he interviews waitresses that, like, the one waitress from Waffle House who was, like, beating up the customers who were trying to beat her up.
Yeah.
He'll have anybody on. So, yeah, I mean, it is a great interview.
It's a good game.
I don't know what kind of evidence he has.
He's one who still got a little spermies in his teeth.
DNA. I kept the DNA.
How great would it be if he did have some sort of DNA-soaked something?
So you got the homeless man's version of a blue dress.
Yes. How funny would that be? What if he does pop up with proof tonight? What if he actually has something that you cannot deny, and it's just... Do people get mad at Obama, or do you not get mad?
I don't think. I mean, see, because nobody cared.
There's nothing really to
nobody
get mad
would care that he was gay. The only thing they would, he kept it from people. See, here's this is the guy.
That's the dude.
This is the dude, and he looks like an ugly Tom Hanks, a real ugly Tom Hanks.
I wonder if back in the day he was good looking or handsome.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes.
And now, like, Obama, he's getting interviewed, and Obama's got to see him and go, well, he didn't look like that when I was banging him.
Making me look bad.
Yeah,
he was a hottie back then. I only banged the hotties.
I don't know what happened to this guy. But
he looked like Tom Hanks when he was younger. Then he got a big flat nose, and the ears started sagging, and went all to hell. Got a receding hairline. This guy says this interview tonight with Tucker Carlson.
he looks like he's wearing a Bum Army shirt.
Oh, if only.
All his apparel.
So this guy, he says it's going to change everything.
Everything. That's what they say after
blow
before
your mind.
Every episode of The Bachelor.
It's going to change.
This is going to be the craziest season ever.
I mean, if the president was gay, I mean, like if I was, like on the old show, it's like that's a week of bits. Thank God Obama was banging this guy. This is like the best day of my life. It's like when the monkey ate the girl's face off. It's like, yes.
Yeah, that really is a gift from the heavens.
A gift from the heavens. This is a gift from the heavens as far as bit. Why Obama, sucking this guy off or whatever, that's solid gold.
You got something for it?
Doing cocaine. Not yet.
Nothing's rattling through your brain?
Nothing's coming yet, but I'll be working on it. And this guy says, hey, let's see what this guy's got to say. He's got to change the world, Matt.
Good morning. It is September 6th,
Wait.
2020.
Whoa.
What?
All right, just pointed out, not the voice I would have expected to come out of this guy. Not for nothing. It's a little lighter, a little brighter than I would have thought. I thought it would have been more of a September 6th. Here we are.
This guy looks gruff. He looks grizzled.
Grizzled.
But he sounds, I don't know. We'll just move on. He sounds yeah.
3. Remember this day, because by the time the day is over...
I mean, he's got like remnants on his... He does have the DNA. He does have the DNA. He saved it. I haven't washed my face in 37 years.
It's now baked in.
Look, I'm telling you.
It's going to be one that we're all going to remember for quite some time. Tucker Carlson, thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Not because of the interview per se, but because you, along with J,
Come on.
L, and N.
J, A, L, and N.
They lost me with the spiritual ghoul music in the background. I can't pay attention.
Every time you turn on something, you're like, I want to see this interview or I want to hear this audio. They got some BS music that somebody else is saying, that's how I'm going to get my TikTok views, is putting this stupid music underneath it.
I got to listen to fucking Enya in the background while I'm trying to hear this dude talk.
And you can't even, sometimes they muffle them out and you're like, I can't even, you ruined it with your music.
You and they know who I'm referring to.
This guy, this guy sounds like he's full of shit.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry. I want it to be true with all my heart.
It's like the UFOs. Like, please, yeah, maybe this would be kind of cool if it was true.
But I don't know if it is. But I mean, maybe he's got some proof.
actually made me realize that now is the time. After 15 years of hell, after 15 years...
This guy draws it out, man. This guy's fucking...
Look, bro.
He's killing me.
Did you top off Obama or not?
It's for me. I'm not gonna watch it because I thought it might be good, but this is awful. I'm not gonna listen to this guy for. I don't know how anybody's gonna listen to the interview with this guy.
Well, that or the tease already gave it away, right? Like, what else is he gonna expose? He already said that he was with Obama sexually and he smoked crack with him.
I mean, what?
Those were the two bombs, and those were already dropped in the teaser. Unless there's something else.
Gonna use salad tossing? Is that the only way you can up it?
By the way, Obama, maybe you don't remember the other night when we were together and there was a salad tossing incident.
It was a double salad toss in '69.
And I want to thank TUCKERCARLSON for allowing me the opportunity to talk about SALADTOSSING.
And you know what I'm talking about.
You know.
I mean,
it's been 15 years of salad tossing hell.
So that's the interview I want to hear. But I don't think I'm going to hear it, Matt.
Think Tucker could do a 15-minute interview on salad tossing?
I think he could. See, he's really good. I mean, he's good at hamming it up, and playing. He could. He would be so serious that it would be funny about the salad tossing.
Yeah. If you were Tucker, yeah, and you could really ham it up, and then I'd just be like,
yes, I was tossing it.
Oh, that's the only.
And tell us, how long did you approximately toss it for?
He'd be very genuinely curious.
Deep dive.
How deep did you go?
Approximately 3 inches, which was weird.
So this is going to be on what, Twitter with Tucker Carlson tonight?
Yeah.
Are you going to watch it?
I will probably watch. There'll be somebody else that reposts with some highlights.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
But they already had the high, like you said, they already had the high spot.
Unless they've got a bomb they haven't dropped yet.
I mean, do you do that when you don't want to give the bomb, do you? Because you gotta want to keep people hanging on. Or did they go, we want everybody to watch, so let's drop the bomb now?
I wonder if he's also going to be like, oh, by the way, Michelle Obama's really a man, because that whole rumor's been out there forever about Big Mike.
It's been yeah.
Maybe that.
By the way, I sucked her dick.
I tossed her salad too.
Oh, it's like, yeah, that's the only interview I want to hear. Otherwise, I don't want to hear it, buddy. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be something kind of big, or why? It's definitely tabloid journalism. So
It's very.
I hope they got some kind of gimmick proof.
What was his last interview that he did that was big? What was that? Because Tucker's everything he's done has been pretty huge gets, but I cannot for the life of me remember what the last
Trump
one was. Was it okay? That's what it was.
That's
yeah,
a pretty
Trump.
big get.
And I didn't even watch that.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't.
Let's see that bullshit.
That blowhard for an hour and a half.
I mean, it's John Stossel. Do you know John Stossel?
Of course, John Stossel
It's a
with the mustache.
Legendary investigative reporter, straight shooter, right down the middle. You could always trust John Stossel.
Loved watching Dateline.
Now he does his own thing.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, they probably drummed him out because he was a straight shooter. And he did about a 5-minute thing about how these are the two, if it happens like a Trump Biden, they're the two worst candidates in American history. And I'm like, I think he's pretty much right. You're going to have two 80-year-old men, basically. Two 80-year-old men vying,
For who sucks less.
For who sucks less.
Yeah, it's not a matter of who's better. It's just who sucks less.
It's all done. I think, it's like, I can't imagine any good outcome. I'm like, let's just, I'm like, let's drink up. Let's drink up because enjoy everything you got right now. Because everything, seem like, when you start circling the drain, it gets faster. When you get to the bottom, it's almost, when you're almost out down the drain,
you feel like
it gets
we're there?
really fast. And I think it's getting, you notice how everything's going so fast?
Well, that I noticed, mortgages are at like a 30-year low of people applying to get mortgages. Like a 30-year low. That's crazy. That is
one of my relatives I was just talking to today said they work as an appraiser, and not in Florida because Florida's gangbuster. You know, it's kind of fun. And he said, I don't have any I don't have any appraisals.
Nothing to
He's
appraise.
He's like, you know, I don't know what to do. I'm an appraiser, and there's 0 appraisals. You know, and that's like, yeah, you know, that's what
It's weird. And then you got, you know, if you get a mortgage, then you're lucky to get home insurance if you can find somebody, because I'm getting stung with all these ads for farmers, but they don't even write policies in Florida. They're still spending their ad dollars running these ads, targeting me, teasing me.
You can't have it.
Yeah. But farmers, I do want insurance for my house. Sorry, buddy, not here. There's other people doing that too.
They increased our property tax.
Yep.
That's inflation. Gasoline's inflation. They say it's like, you know, it's coming. It's now we're leveling it off at 3%. I'm like, I don't know what you're buying, Mr. Newsman. 3%. Like when I buy horse feed, it's like through the roof. When I buy chlorine for the pool, that's gone up like 100%.
Oh, damn.
Gasoline, all this stuff is like, and then shrink. Also, everything you buy, almost everything is smaller. And that does not figure into the calculations of inflation.
No, it does
not.
not.
And it's huge. When you used to get, 16 ounces, but now you get 12. That adds up.
And then you sound like an old curmudgeon when you discuss it, right? Unless you're around somebody who's like-minded, who gets it, who feels the same pain and the same level of that. But you can't tell like your kids that. You keep like, oh, well, we're not getting that because before it used to be 16 ounces, now it's only 12 and it's $1 more.
But I want it.
Yeah, there's no justifying it. You can't reason with certain people about it. And then I always like the one where they go, when gas was spiking years back, and they go, gas is up $1.50 a gallon, whatever it was. And they go, what's the big deal? Just skip your Starbucks coffee one day a week. And my argument is like, why should I have to skip my coffee because they're assholes? Right? Like, why shouldn't you have to?
Exactly.
You should still be able to get your coffee and gasoline. Everybody should be happy. I know it's not that simple, but my point is they always want you to give up something to give into their inflated pricing.
Exactly.
It's weird.
It's the. I forgot what I was going to say.
I love it when that happens.
That's only twice.
I love it when that happens.
In 8 segments.
It's hilarious. I love it when you forget what you're going to say. That's my favorite time. That's the highlight of my day right there.
Oh, it's such a real thing. The short-term memory loss. It's like oh shit, like when I'm doing the show,
you got notes, yeah.
It's like, well, I can't find the one I was looking for. But they all look like this, They got all kind of
just topics.
one word reminders.
Yes.
And then I always look at it and go, what the fuck does that mean? I don't even know. But because it just goes away.
Do you feel like you're getting your memories going?
No, I'm fine as long as I'm not smoking.
Oh, okay. But you're high right now, so
yeah, that's why I'm forgetting.
Yeah,
it's the short-term memory loss effect is the most real, as far as a negative effect.
When you're high.
Yeah.
So how often are you doing that? Like how often are you smoking?
A lot.
So genuine.
Now, to be honest, I think
that was honest.
No, I stream almost every day. So the only day I don't really smoke is like Saturday and Sunday during the day. I'll smoke at night. But, so I smoke I find it makes me, I've been doing it for years, on the old show. When we and the other guy used to go get high, which was crazy for somebody who he would never get high, ever, ever, ever. And then he changed into somebody, and he was getting high all the time.
Oh, really?
Edibles. He was just like, and giant vape bags, And the show was different, but it was fun. Because you're just talking about all this crazy stuff, and laughing and stuff. And he was actually cool to be around. Like,
ew, I don't know.
No,
I don't know about that.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, like on the on the show.
If he wasn't paying you, would you be around?
I'm talking about. Yeah, I would do the show. If I could do that as a hobby, because that was so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, he's there's a lot going on, but like at one point, we were doing the Todd and Mike show, and so you need to pour me a little.
Oh God! You got cotton
We
mouth.
need to take a break. I'll come back and talk about the Todd and Mike show. That's what we'll do. We've been gabbing.
Have we?
You have. We've been out of control, and I've been busy. I didn't have a chance to come up with any Mike and Matt bits that we've done in the past.
It's quite all right.
But I'd like to. I think that would add to the show because we did some really good stuff.
We could just play this guy's message to.
You guys listen to it.
Yeah, you guys listen to the Salad Tosser for 4.5 minutes, and we'll be right back.
I won't even bother you with the video. Just listen to this audio and give us the biggest takeaway. And
Yeah,
we'll
you
be-
let us know what it's about.
And we're gonna go, go get some beverages and hang out. We'll be right back. Fill us in.
Of nothing but lies, distortions, misrepresentations, outright false statements. It's time. Everything, and I mean everything, gets put out on the table. So, thanks to a friend of mine, Luke, tonight, after Tucker's interview airs, we're going to sit down live. And the whole story, from beginning to end, everything. And I am going to go line by line, from beginning to end. And I am going to make it clear that contrary to everybody's swearing and claiming this and that about me and that it's a lie, well, it's not. And all of the lies that have been told, I'm going to actually demonstrate how they're lies. The same ones that people are, again, republishing and rehashing and spreading on X since yesterday. And I'm loving it. I really am. But when I'm done tonight, I'm going to go home. I'm going to pour myself a Grey Goose screwdriver. I'm going to relax. I'm going to have one, maybe two, maybe three drinks in my house. And then tomorrow, I am going to get with my doctors and I'm going to schedule the surgery on my right arm and hand. And then I will start concentrating on what I need to do as far as being able to have what I need for recovery and what I need to get the left hand and arm done. But I can't do them both at the same time. But Tucker Carlson has shown me and made me realize that it really is time to put it all out. And you know what? If you can't accept it, and a lot of you won't, but it doesn't matter. It won't change the facts. No matter how much you try to distort them and misrepresent them, it won't change them. The difference between me and most of you, I've never hidden from or denied or tried to excuse anything I've ever done or said in my life. I've always owned it, always will. That's just the way I've always been. So, enjoy. I will see you tonight with Luke. That's Luke at We Are Change. And let the chips fall where they may. But September 6, 2023 will be a day you remember. Have a good day.
What's he talking about?
Oh, that's a pretty good rib we played on the chat. You guys listen to this. Tell us if it's worthwhile.
So did he toss a salad or not? Did we come to a resolution?
This triple-edged sword says, "Can't this guy just be proud he blew the president?" Thank you very much. What's that noise? I got some white noise. It's a Mike and Matt show. Huh. That's people dying in an elevator. My bad.
Don't mind that.
I mean, I might as well play that one.
It died in an elevator?
I remember 2 of my bathroom thoughts. I have bathroom thoughts when I'm streaming or doing radio, and it's a short-term memory thing. I never remember them. I'm like, I got to remember to get in there and write it down. I got to remember.
What do you got?
I forgot it. See, it happens every time. It's like I need a notepad in the bathroom.
You don't keep notes on your iPhone and jot them down?
I need to do that.
Yeah.
Because that would be easier.
It would be easier.
You
got to come around.
I don't have my phone. I'm like one of these weird people who doesn't care about their phone. So, like, I'll leave it in the shed, for 2 days. Go, where is my phone? I haven't,
How do you know how many steps you're getting in?
I exercise. And I don't worry about steps. You doing anything? You used to do the MMA. You do anything to stay in shape, Matt?
No,
you
man,
look good. You look good.
I don't look. No, I'm doing the basics. I just go for my walks. I go to the gym when I can, when time permits, which is few and far between. And there's 24-hour fitness places.
Yeah.
So I might pop in there at like 3:30 in the morning.
Pop in.
Make
an appearance.
Make an appearance. Do 30 minutes elliptical and jet. Stuff like that. But no, not really. I've played tennis for a while. And
Are you still playing?
Man, I have a ball machine in my trunk right now. That's what I do. I have my tennis ball machine literally in my trunk. So I might at any given time pass by a court and go, all right, I'll just go hit some balls.
That's a good. That's a fun exercise.
It's great.
It's the ball machine.
The ball
no,
machine's
I'm serious.
great.
I would enjoy doing that.
Yeah, God, what did you play? You played golf a little bit, from what I remember.
Not often. I played like in soccer leagues.
Okay, soccer. That's right.
In adult soccer leagues.
That's right. You still doing that?
No.
No.
Just basically, you get to a point where you just know you're just going to get injured.
Yeah.
And it was a few years ago when I was like going after ball and I was like, oh, I'm going to score. And then this girl just blew by me. This woman blew by me and I went, it's time to hang it up.
Yep, it's time.
The ladies are making me look stupid.
Man, I went to get in the shower today and I was like, man, let me do a couple push-ups. So I'm naked in the bathroom and I'm like, just let me get a couple push-ups.
Been there, done that.
Right?
Yep.
And
sometimes you take all your clothes off. I'm not bothering to put my underwear back on, but I'm doing some push-ups.
Yeah, I'm just going to do some push-ups while the shower's warming up. So
exactly.
I go to do some push-ups, and and my wrist is sprained for no apparent reason at all. I can't even imagine where I sprained the wrist. I didn't do anything. I was just getting in the shower. So I got done with half a push-up, and I go, well, that's it for the push-ups. I gave it a good old college try.
I've done that before. You're like, how did I hurt myself just doing that? That push up. But I do about 120 push ups 3 to 4 times a week.
Whoa!
Yeah, so not at once.
Braggadocious.
I do like 3 sets.
So throughout the day?
No, like I go ride my bike on the property. It's about a quarter mile. I don't know how long it is. It's like a lap, honestly. Yeah. And so I do it, then I do like 30 or 40 push-ups. Then I do another lap. And it's exhausting. As Bubba said one time when I got back from the Clem gym. And I said, he goes, what'd you do? I said, I did pecs and legs. And he's like, are you crazy? Those are the 2 biggest muscles in the human body, man. You stupid. And I was like, oh, I never even thought of that. So I do my leg pec workout over there.
I do enjoy a bicycle ride, although I purchased an electric bike.
That's cheating.
Therefore, I will never ride a regular bike ever again if I can help it, because it is way better. I'm still pedaling, man.
You're not kidding.
I'm still pedaling. I'm still going. I'm just going a little faster.
A lot faster.
Going a lot
faster. Those
faster.
things haul ass, don't they? You can kill yourself on those things, man.
Mine
you wearing
goes
a
like-
helmet, Matt?
No. Family's always like, "Are you wearing a helmet?" I'm like, "No, I'm not wearing a helmet." No.
I've never worn a helmet. It's like I'm not.
I can't be that guy.
I fell off my bike a few times. I didn't hit my head.
And you still won't wear a helmet. That's how shitty helmets are.
No, you look to me. You look. Yeah, I
It's ridiculous with a helmet on.
I'm not really that guy who's that concerned about his image, but I ain't wearing a helmet.
Now, if I was going down a mountain, right? Like I'm going, down rocks or cliffs or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Taking your life in your own hands.
A helmet's warranted.
Yeah.
If I'm riding an electric bike on Bayshore, I'm going to go ahead and take my chances.
Yeah. I think, there's certain things.
What do you think of this pumpkin?
Oh, it's good.
Did you try it?
Yes, I did.
It's interesting. I know we had the great pie debate
It's not
last week.
too obtrusive.
A little bit of a liquid pumpkin pie thing.
It's not too pumpkin-y. This is Imperial Pumpkin Ale, my friend.
Yeah, pumpkin. They're not a sponsor
That's actually,
yet.
I'm really not a fan of pumpkin beer, but this is not too bad.
It's not bad. I just figured I'd pick one up and see if you give it a try. Anyways.
Somebody in chat says cock push-ups. That's a tenacious D. That's a tenacious D bit. Cock push-ups. Both Matt and I are guilty of cock push-ups.
I wish. I wish that was the case.
See, I just do it to stay healthy. I don't really, but if you do like 120 push-ups and then you take your shirt off and look in the mirror,
You're shredded.
you're like, damn,
Yes.
woo. And then 20 minutes later, you're like, wait, what happened?
You got your pump on and then it goes away.
Your pecs get real pumped up. So
It's funny.
I only do the glamour muscles, the buys and the pecs, man.
Oh,
That's all
just
I
the
do is
glams.
the glamour muscles. Go ahead.
I was in a wrestling event years back. It was I don't even remember what it was, but backstage there, all the guys are around and they're getting ready to go out in the ring, but they're all shirtless. And they all have those rubber bands and they're all back there getting their pump on. And I never thought about that. I never thought about wrestlers before they come out. You don't know what they're doing back there. You don't know if they're doing drugs or drinking beer or what's going on.
They're working out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's guys and they just have the rubber bands and they're just doing this thing.
Getting their pump on.
Yeah, getting their pump on. It's nice. Interesting change of pace.
I got a video of me, after I do my bicep workout. It's a good bicep, but it's sitting bicep, so you really have to concentrate. Here's me doing a little flex down. I don't like.
Wait, hold on. This is actually
no,
you?
it's not.
Oh my
It's not.
God!
Here's me doing a little flex down, buddy, right here,
that
right
guy.
here.
That guy with the big fake biceps.
It's so hideous.
What an asshole! What an asshole!
He has to be close to mentally challenged. Oh, look at how gruesome that is.
I thought I heard a story about that guy already being messed up or dead or something like that. Maybe
This could be way old.
yeah, because he basically like cement in there, right?
I mean, why? How can you? Yeah, I mean, it has to be an illegal surgery. No, like if you're a plastic surgeon, shouldn't you get your license taken away when you do this to somebody?
Dude, there's some plastic surgeons I know that have done that to people. I will tell you, there's something really mentally disturbed with that guy.
I've never seen other than videos of him doing stupid shit like that. But is he like?
Just the fact that he has those fake glamour muscles, right? Just a giant fake bicep.
I mean, think of all the women who get things pumped in their ass. Let me rephrase that into their buttocks, their filler, and they die, in the hotel room because somebody's put Fix-A-Flat in their ass.
Yes,
that's the ones you hear about. So there's tons of women just getting their asses pumped up by whatever in hotel rooms. It's like I know it's nice to have a big ass, ladies, but is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Call me old fashioned, but I always thought that women wanted smaller, firmer asses. At least that's how it was like a decade ago. And then the Kardashians came along and they gave this big ass explosion to this society of now just gigantic asses.
It was a big ass explosion, man.
Big ass explosion.
It was really there was a transformation where you wanted the nice, firm, small ass, and then all of a sudden it went to you want a giant, not just a big ass. Like if you got a Kim Kardashian thing that's just it's not
just
even
a shelf on it.
It's not even proportional to your body. It's almost freakish. Then that's the best ass there is.
Yeah,
and the society went, okay, that's the best ass there is.
Yeah, that society trained themselves into thinking
easily
that was the look, and it's a good thing. I'll liken it to vagina hair, right? Before it was okay to have a little hair down there, and then the women started shaving it, and then it became the common thing for no hair down there. And now if a girl has hair down there, it's like, ew, what do you have hair down there for?
That's insane.
It became a weird
it's like
cultural thing.
You have to be, it's because, I think it's the proliferation of porn.
Definitely.
Because if you're a dude watching porn, you're just seeing nothing but shaved vaginas. And, so when you see your properly haired vagina,
Manicured, please.
you're like, what? I mean, would you actually say that to a girl? Oh, you got hair? I mean, what?
No.
No, but I mean, obviously there's a stigma because all the girls are gonna, they get Brazilians, they got nothing down there, and so they look like 11-year-old girls.
A friend of mine, he had a hair fetish. He was big
Like
on
the thick bush.
Yes, that was his thing, and he wasn't afraid to talk about it.
It's like
I do think there's a sort of happy medium there.
In the old days, like you'd see some of the old magazines, like Cherry or whatever, like way back in the 70s, and it's like they intentionally went to find out women who were just god awful hairy.
Dude,
You'd be going, oh my god, what is that? She's got a pelt.
I miss those skin mags. Haven't been in a bookstore in a while. They're few and far between. I don't know if Barnes and Noble carries those things anymore, but I remember back in the day, it was like
Noble carried them.
No, I don't think they do.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. But before it was like Walden Books in the mall, and you'd be in the top back shelf, and you'd kind of have to sneak up there and take it down, and then pack it inside of a Mad magazine, and then look around it in the middle of the store, and then hopefully slide out of there.
Man, you're much more clever than I. I can remember, like I was like 12 years old, and they had them at the just at the grocery store, in the top rack, like you're saying, a couple in the top rack. And I remember spending the entire time my mom was at the grocery store, like for 45 minutes, like walking up and just trying to peel a page back and not get caught.
You ever rip a page out?
I should have done that too.
When I was a
I
kid,
was naive, Matt.
very naive. There was when I first started, like, I guess, having any sort of sexual thoughts and feelings, right?
Yeah.
When you're in elementary school, that age, and there was a public library up the road from me. So you'd go up there and they'd have the Mad magazine and all the fun stuff that you could read and look at for free, and that was cool. And then I was like, let me see if they got any nudie books around here. And they had one. I remember like it was yesterday. It was just drawings of naked people in different sexual positions. It was Masters and Johnson.
That's good enough.
Do you remember Masters and Johnson? Does that sound familiar?
Yeah,
at all?
yeah. They did a revolutionary sex survey. And stuff.
Oh, I have no idea who they are.
Oh, yeah,
they
were big.
They had this book, and it had drawings of all these different positions.
They were nasties.
It was crazy. I was like, what is going on here? But I was so excited to just see a drawing of a naked lady, much less in a sexual position. I was like, well, how am I going to hide this book in this library so I can efficiently find it each and every time I come back here and nobody's going to check it out?
And nobody else can have it.
Yeah, I couldn't check it out. You can't go to,
No.
too young to check that book out. So it's the only thing I could do. I think I tore a page out of the Masters and Johnson book. I think that was the move.
When you found something like that as a preteen, it was like just such a score.
It's game over.
When I found my parents' porn stash at 14.
No, you did?
Yeah. I quit the football team, the baseball team, the basketball.
Lost all motivation.
Yeah, I was just in that. I was like, "You guys going out? Going out?"
I'm hunkered down.
I can remember. I mean, we're talking Super 8. Do you even know what Super 8 is?
Not really.
Okay,
I have
so
an idea of what it is.
It's the real. It's like you got a mini.
Not a reel-to-reel.
You got a mini movie projector. It looks like the one at the movie house, except it's this big, and you have a reel, and you have the film. You have to send. That's how it is. So I found this, and I had this.
What? They had a porn collection on reel-to-reel?
Oh yeah. It was very exciting to find in a briefcase.
That is a true night at the theater. A night at the theater, wife. What would you like to watch this evening? I'll set up the reel-to-reel.
Like you get the sheet on the wall.
Did it make that noise in the beginning? Where it goes click, 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 click.
Oh, it makes it the whole time. It's making this seedy sound, like a real dirty sound, like you're real nasty watching.
So you found this collection.
Yeah, and I would be like, you guys are going to Disney World? No, I really, this time I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on the Disney World. What? Why do you don't want to go to Disney World? No, I don't. And then I'd get out the reel, and woo!
Where
and
would
then,
you set up the reel-to-reel?
In a side bedroom.
A side bedroom. Okay. Now, did it have to be dark? Like the curtains had to be drawn, or could you see?
Oh no, you had to be dark.
Had to be dark.
Had to be dark.
Okay. So were you pinning up sheets to make it dark if you were wanting to do this in the daytime, or would you just wait until the evening?
We gotta get this deep into it, Matt. Yes, I was pinning up sheets.
Boss move. Industrious, a little fella.
And so that takes like half an hour, and then everything's done, and you're like, I should have gone to Disney World.
Yeah, because after that mission's complete.
Yeah, there's not, But one time, I did it many times. One time, I'm sitting there watching, and I think I was pausing the antiquated projector, some good stuff, and I'm like, yeah, and then
yeah,
and then I see the film melting. It's melted because it takes like a light, it has to shine between it, and it burnt the film. It burnt it in half. So I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, you broke the porno.
And so I rewound on the thing, and I was like, what are they going to say? Did you find our dick sucking video?
Did you try to tape it together and fix it?
No, I just put it back in the box. I was like, and it never talked. Nobody mentioned it to me.
Okay, did it have a name on it? Like, how did you know that's what it was?
I almost remember it. It was like a cheese. It wasn't back in the day, like now it's like Butt Bangers 3.
Right.
It was like the Romantic Night or something.
Yeah, they've clearly run out of names at this stage of the game.
Yeah,
Romantic
back
Nights.
back in the day, to go down memory lane. When I found my parents' porn, and there was some fellatio going on, and some intercourse, and occasionally you might find the sodomy. If you'd came the
on Super 8?
Yeah, on every I got pamphlets too that come in the mail.
What do you mean pamphlets?
I tricked my mom, into going out and back and go check the mail and take the porn pamphlets. Oh, because this is before the internet. This is before CDs. This is before everything.
Yeah, but I don't remember the pamphlets. I mean, I was around then, but I don't remember pamphlets of porn.
If you were, if you had some porn, then in the mail they would want to sell you more porn, and they would send you the pamphlet.
So it was like the Columbia CD scam that they were running.
And then they want to sell you more. They're like, we got a live one here. The pamphlets were, that's all I needed. I mean, they were hardcore pamphlets. Just take your Masters and Johnson and just put it into life. And
yeah.
Yeah, I'm 14. This is like the best stuff I've ever seen.
That had to be tremendous at that age.
It really was. And for a while, I became obsessed with it.
How did you break yourself of the obsession? Or did you break the tape and that was all there was?
I moved out.
And started getting laid for real.
When I moved out, I finally...
The only way to break the obsession is to actually get laid.
My parents probably figured by the time all their stuff was dog-eared and worn and burnt, they were like, okay, we got to hide the porn a little better.
I do recall going to a friend's house in middle school, and there was, in her parents' bedroom, there was sex toys up on the shelf. And it made me look at that family differently. It just was different after that. And now years later, I get it. Like, it's fine, whatever. Do your thing. No big deal.
I don't want to hide your sex toys.
Well, I mean, it was in their closet. Like, it was
in the closet. That's fine.
They weren't just hanging out on the kitchen counter or something. But the fact that I saw them and then I could not look at them the same because I'm going, I don't know what they do.
I know. You're like, no, I know what they do.
Yeah.
Now I know what they do.
Well, those toys, when I was in middle school, I don't know what those toys were doing.
That's true.
So I really didn't know what they did. I still don't know what they did, but I definitely didn't look up the same. There's no way.
That's how it is. I had an 18-inch dildo.
Oh my God!
That I got for it was a Ned bid. during the stand up. It was
Yes.
a Ned bit, and
The little suction cup one.
and it was it was big. I mean, it's big. But
Yeah,
like,
the
it's-
big suction
I mean,
cup.
a big, thick dildo, and I was
Real veiny.
And so we didn't throw it away, and so we put it in the gun safe, and I was like, Donna, I was like, can you put a note on this that says it's a prop for my stand-up act, because if we die in a plane crash,
Nobody's buying that.
the family's going to open up the gun safe and go, oh my God, what?
Why
Not
did
like a normal safe, I was like, you think, Donna, what?
Donna's a little champion.
Man, what's up with Dad? What's wrong with using his own penis?
How big's your safe? That's what I want to know. It's a gun that you have room for guns and a HT
Guns and dildos. There's nothing in there but guns and
What else is going on
And
in
thank
there?
God it's not a Liberty safe.
Oh, dude, that place is screwed.
What a segue.
That is a beautiful segue. That is beautiful. That story came out today, and I was reading it. I'm going, the ball, like when. So, I mean, do you want to set it up? Because I don't know how to even approach that one.
I mean, I think it was a January 6th FBI raid on somebody's house, and the FBI contacted Liberty Safe beforehand, and Liberty Safe gave them the code to this guy's gun safe before they raided his house. And it's like, who wants to keep your gun in a safe that the government can find out the
It's
code?
the weirdest
it's just
thing
not
ever.
the way it's supposed to be.
And I remember it was I think it was a mass shooting a few years back, and the guy had an iPhone, and it was locked. And the feds were trying to break into it.
I remember that.
And Apple's like, sorry, can't help you. And there was a lot of people that disagreed with that. There was a lot of people that going, oh, they should totally help them if that's going to help crack the case. And I can tell you firsthand, as being somebody who's been intimately involved with, fuck them, right? But furthermore, I was so grateful to see Apple take a stand against the government. And it didn't mean much in the everyday person's life unless you actually have something happen to you where you have to involve these two entities and they collide in your life.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it becomes real important to you. And the fact that Apple kept the privacy from allowing them in that phone, I thought was great. I thought it was like, okay, they took a stand. Meanwhile, your gun safe people, they just fucking rolled over.
And I think you said, they're going to go out of business.
I hope so.
It's like people who own guns, some, like the majority, I think, of people who own guns, they're very sensitive about it. They're very passionate about the right. And when they know that the safe that they own will give the government the code, they're going to call that safe company and say, that ain't in the fucking shit I signed up for. Give me my money back, not let alone buy another safe from that company. Nobody's going to buy a Liberty safe.
See,
Nobody.
I don't know what a Liberty safe looks like, nor do I have a safe with a code on it with guns in it. I usually just leave my guns on the kitchen counter
Yeah.
beneath the coffee table.
Usually
The
I
nor-
leave them on the couch cushions for,
Yeah.
for the grandkids to play with.
Right, the normal places where you leave a gun.
I mean, see, unfortunately, Matt, that was a joke. We don't leave our gun. See, you gotta disclaim everything now. We don't haphazardly leave our. We don't even own guns.
I don't even like guns.
Guns suck.
It's like a necessary evil. But with that being said, I've never seen a gun safe with a code on it that somebody else has. I don't even know how that works. Like, why would the safe company even have the code? What does that look like?
Maybe it's everything. Maybe it's like an online thing. Maybe your Liberty Safe can it's connected to your safe. Otherwise, why would you give anybody your code? Right?
I just can't understand why a company would have a private code to your personal safe. That doesn't compute with me. I guess because I've never seen one of these.
I don't know.
Safes.
I think it's over our head. I think
That's what it
maybe
is.
these Liberty Safes are more. Everybody is very willing to just give any company that can do something online with their house. They'll just get your refrigerator. Your refrigerator knows everything you do now. Because people are like, yes, I want my refrigerator to be digital. It's like instead, it just makes ice and keeps shit cold. That's all you need.
I want a TV in the screen. I need a TV on my fridge.
I do. I need everything. So maybe it's one of those things. That's the only thing I could think of, because why I'm not gonna say send my safe code to the people I bought it from.
It seems
Here's my
insane.
code.
What's the point of having a private code at that point?
Yeah,
Unless they have some sort of override code for their safes in general, which would be even bigger problem if you've got central codes where you can just override
And they're not telling,
anybody's
and they're
safe.
not going to tell you that when you buy your Liberty safe. And by the way, if we want to open your safe, from 1,000 miles away, we can.
And there's gosh, man, giving up this personal information is weird. They're doing this scam. You're probably familiar with it. It's kind of like engagement baiting, right? You'll see these posts on Facebook or these social media, and they're like, "We love dogs. Tell us what your favorite dog is." So these people put, like a golden retriever. And then there'll be another engagement farming post of like, "We're a Libra. What sign are you?" And you go, "Oh, I'm a Sagittarius." And they slowly sort of data mine this information. And then when they get enough personal data on you, then they go, "With all this data, I can put their password code together and break into all their shit." Right? Like that's the end game for these scammers, which is pretty crazy to think about, because you think you're answering a simple question of, "Oh, my favorite dog is a golden retriever." But they're slowly digging in.
I don't answer shit.
No.
I don't click on anything. If the email is like remotely, I'm like, no. You have to be ironclad that the email is from, because they try to make it as similar, just like the spoof phone numbers. They want to make it so they can trick it. "Oh, it's Joe," and you're like, "It wasn't Joe. It was a fucking virus."
Yes, yeah. The safe thing is weird. Again, I don't know how those. I'll have to look it up. I'm curious.
There's no way.
It's pretty egregious.
Because gun owners, you're talking about almost every gun owner is going to go, "Screw Liberty Safe," and that's their business. I think they're done. I think they'll be bankrupt in like 2 years or less.
Yeah, because you're messing with Gun Guy.
Gun
right?
Guy.
Gun Guy is the worst kind of guy to mess with. Gun Guy is Gun Guy for a reason. And then if you take Gun Guy's any part of privacy or freedom or anything like that away from Gun Guy,
Bad move.
You could do that with really any other type of person, honestly, other than Gun Guy.
Gun Guy, he's a stickler. He's ardent. Like Second Amendment, just like
rock, flag, eagle. That's what they're into, man.
And that's fine. I don't have a problem with Gun Guy. I am a gun owner. I safely own guns, and I understand why people want to own guns.
What do you have, or do you not feel comfortable telling me what kind of?
Comfortable getting into my arsenal, Matt.
Oh, okay. It's like Tremors, that movie Tremors, where they're making explosives in their basement and throwing at the.
I did not buy an AK-47 before Y2K.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You were the Y2K. You loved weapons before Y2K. I remember that. You were the total Y2K guy, and then the clock rolled over and nothing happened. It just kept on going.
The brakes aren't going to work in cars. The brakes are synced to 1999.
How did you get suckered into that? You're so smart.
Matt, let me tell you something.
How did you get suckered into falling for Y2K for real?
Corporations spent billions of dollars to make sure they were ready for Y2K. That's a fact.
How did you? Yes, but you're just a dude.
I was young and naive, man. I was young and naive. Not really. I was in my 30s.
Well,
I don't know. I didn't go crazy. I just got, had some food and some guns.
It's no different than what you have now.
And
you've
now,
got bug out bags and guns.
I'm glad, anything I ever bought, I'm glad I got it, because you never know.
It's true.
Nowadays, I think I don't want to get political, but it's like if you look at the border and all the people coming in, and it's not like Mexicans coming in, it's people from all over the world are just pouring into this country. And you can look at Europe and see immigration did not go well in Europe. This it really changed their culture. And you got a lot of people from countries who don't have your values, who don't A lot of people in Europe don't respect women.
Right.
And they're having a big problem with, rape and stuff because certain cultures are different. It's like unfettered immigration is not necessarily a great thing.
It is weird when you see those folks from like the Middle East and, they execute a lady for not wearing a hijab or a scarf.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, that's a pretty harsh punishment. There's no coming back from that one. Like, that's pretty crazy. There was a friend of mine was in Dubai a few months back, and he said it was beautiful. I said, did you have to worry at all, like about the crime? Like, what was?
Yeah.
He goes, no. He goes, it's clean. Everybody's nice and friendly. He goes, plus they take crime so seriously there that it doesn't even
exist
because that's how serious. Like if you kill somebody with a gun, he essentially said that there's no jury. You go in front of a judge. And that judge determines solely what happens to you, and they make that determination within 72 hours. May have been 48. And then your sentence is carried out, and it's literally the same thing that you did gets done to you. So if you shoot somebody in the head, guess what? Within 48 hours, if that judge says you're guilty, you're getting shot in the head. Game over. That's it. Which is a weird form of justice because
It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool unless you didn't do it.
Exactly.
You
see, it's a trade-off. If you want a crime-free society, you might end up getting shot in the head for something you didn't do. But everybody else is going to be really safe.
You got to break a few eggs.
You got to break a few eggs.
Just pray you're not one of the eggs. Is anybody in the chat? I'm not. I'm trying to understand the chat thing. I can't necessarily see it from.
Lady
view.
Stephosaurus just subscribed for 42 months. That's dedication, man.
That is fantastic.
I got to turn up my Ric Flair woo.
Woo! 42.
Thank you, Lady Stephosaurus. It's I've told the chat before. It's hard to
scroll and talk and think
with a two-person show. Like when you normally it's a 4-person show, me, Berlin, Trace, and Donna. And when you got 4 people talking, you can check out the chat and kind of hop back into the conversation. But it was just I don't want
here we're all in,
and you're like telling me there's some big thing, and I'm like, what was that? That doesn't work. So it's very difficult. But I also
apologies to the chat.
Yeah, but it's not really my fault. It's like. Can you, like on the Bubba Love Sponge show, there's no point where we're all sitting around just going, let's just read chat for a while. I mean, if there was like 2 seconds of a pause, I don't even remember on that show. Do you see? I occasionally on my show, maybe once every 2 weeks, there'll be like and I don't really have anything. I've been talking
enough of a pregnant pause,
and nobody has anything, and you're just like, but. I think that's normal for most probably streams and shows. On the old show, there was never a second where we were like it was talk about a well-oiled machine.
It was
and he was never at a loss for words ever in his life.
No, and if he was, he had that little cheat sheet in front of him of all the sponsors and plugs that he had to get free shit from. So if there was ever a loss for words, it was back to some sort of shitty motor oil that he's got a sponsorship for or something like that.
I got the same list.
Oh, do you? What do you got?
No, I got nothing, Matt. I got the studio sponsored. It was going to be $500 a year. I mean, that's fine.
$500 a year?
That's
incredible.
This is small.
What a deal.
And it was. I'm not even going to mention who it was. It can be nice. And like the next day, COVID hit. Like next day, all the hysteria hit, and then it was like, never got that $500 check and never got any more communication. I was like, just chalking.
Was it somebody that I know?
No, I just,
okay.
It's a good guy that I just, he probably forgot. I should probably have contacted him. I never contacted him. He probably just forgot.
He's at home going, maybe he just won't contact me. Maybe we can just forget this whole thing ever happened.
I'm gonna call him up and say, hey, I've been calling it the blank blank studios for 4 years. You owe me $2,000 buddy.
$500 That's a deal.
That's a deal. It's a steal.
I would imagine there's got to be somebody out there that can sponsor it for that. Have you proposed that sponsorship?
Oh, I'm not a good money maker, man.
I know.
And it's like, I'm not. I shouldn't be. I don't beg for money ever. You remember the old show? You would beg. I mean, it was a big begathon.
I was not a part of that show.
Oh, see.
Unfortunately,
it's a different, two different worlds, Matt.
But yes, I've heard the begathon, and it's quite frankly fucking sad and weird. So I'm with you. I'm not the begging type. I just figure if like something like this, if you're doing good content and you're having fun, that's sort of the byproduct of it. You know, if somebody wants to, I guess, cheer bits or do subscriptions and things like that. But we're here for the love of the game.
Love of the, see, you know,
like that's the weird difference.
I really appreciate the fact that you like to come out here and do this, because so many people, if they're not getting any monetary gain from it, they could care less about doing good content. And it's like, to me, this is like, doing good content is it's the most important thing in my life, Matt. I don't know why, but I've always, I have a passion for entertaining people, and if I can do it and it's good, it's very satisfactory to me.
I totally agree. It's no different than somebody who plays sports going out to, if you play basketball and, you grew up playing basketball, you love basketball, why wouldn't you go to the courts and play basketball, right? Like, you enjoy it, go do it. So that's kind of the way I look at this, is like, I enjoy spoken word.
I think it's a weird hobby.
It's definitely a weird hobby.
But it's like to get together and put together a show. I think our show is really good. I mean, I think everything. I'm a mark for myself. I think the Cluster F show is a great show. Mm-hmm. I think the Ned show is a great show. I think this is a great show. But I forgot what I was going to say. 2 ice in one show, man. But the fact that I'm on Twitch, is a little frustrating sometimes, because it's just not a Twitch show. The people that are here are hardcore followers from my previous deal. Then it's very rare you get somebody on Twitch who wants to, they're just looking for games and tits. That's all they're looking for.
Is there tits on here?
There's cleavage. And isn't it crazy?
What do you mean cleavage? Like, that's it? There's just cleavage?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy in a world where you have porn at your fingertips, that guys will just go nuts and give money to women who, have their boobs jacked up with a lot of cleavage. They're just like, because I think it's a delusional incel kind of thing.
It's a bunch of simps.
Where they think that they're like, I'll give her 100. I remember, like, I saw a Twitter video, and this girl, she's a big, whatever, influencer, TikToker, what, my OnlyFans, I don't know, there's so many, and this guy gave her $100,000, and he's like, maybe one day we could get together and, and she's like, honey, Joe gave us $100,000, and she hit like a woo, and then she moved on.
That was it? That's all he got?
Yeah,
$100,000.
As she talked to her husband about it.
Oh no!
And totally, everything he did was wiped out in a second. Can you imagine giving some girl $100,000 and immediately find out you did the stupidest thing you ever did?
Just the ultimate simp.
I think he said it was his life savings.
Can you get refunds?
No, the ultimate simp. There's no refunds. Can you imagine trying to get there's no customer service. There's nobody.
I hit 6 extra zeros by accident.
You're not. I don't think you go into Twitch and say, "I didn't mean to cheer a billion bits." They're just like, "No, you cheered a billion bits, buddy."
Imagine being that girl's husband, right? That girl's husband is gonna be like, "What? $100,000?" Like, it's difficult to not have a girl or your wife or your girlfriend, whatever, make content if it can make money so easily without them having to touch anyone. There is a weird argument. Like, it's one thing if you're doing porn. I mean, if you're talking about Brent's wife, I mean, that's a whole different thing, right? Like, that's a whole different deal. But if you're just showing off your feet and you're not hurting anybody and you're not linking up with people, you're not doing anything wrong, and somebody's willing to look at your feet, there's a weird moral argument there. But would you get mad at your wife if your wife just decided to set up an
No.
OnlyFans and show off her feet?
Yeah,
Dip her tootsies in the pool every day for 10 minutes and somebody pays you?
to me, it's just like it just always seems like, obviously there's a bunch of weirdos giving you their money. It's like just you do something where you'd slip up and go, I let them know where I live. Oh God, now the feet people are after me.
Come over and lop off your foot in the middle of the night and take it home with them.
Yeah, I mean but the thing is, unless you have like a half an ounce of notoriety, and you're doing an OnlyFans or something, I don't think you're making dick.
Just get lost.
I
in
think
the
you're
mix.
lost in the shuffle. You're like, oh, look, I'm some girl thinks she's the bomb, and she goes on and she makes $84 a week, and she's like,
Plus,
and then she's like, well, I guess I got to stick some stuff in here, and then she makes $150 a week, and then she's like, well, I got to put stuff in the butt. Right? Isn't that how it works?
well, plus every girl thinks they're hot now. Like there's
Every girl
thinks they're hot. Somebody just needs to be there to tell them you're not that hot. But nobody does that.
No,
everybody simps out for them
they simp out for 'em.
instead of just going, you're not that hot.
It's a weird.
Unless you've seen the video of Gorlock the Destroyer.
the big.
Yes.
No, they put the fake voice, right?
I know.
Okay,
but it's the
the first
greatest
time I
video
saw it,
ever.
I was just like, oh. I thought it was a real voice. I was like, oh my, Yeah, you got to see it.
do.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But yeah, every girl thinks they're hot. They're all models.
Social media has created this an unbelievably privileged society because everything in your feed is geared to you. You're never wrong. You're the bomb. Everything is you. I don't think society's going to work with it. Everyone's a narcissist. That ain't going to work. And everyone is a narcissist now. If you give your kid, like these people give their kids phones at 3 years old. I mean, these kids, it's insanity.
There's something to be said for having a self-deprecating personality. There's something beautiful about that, to make fun of yourself, wear yourself out a little bit. If you're wearing me out, if you call me bald, I'm not going to get mad at it. Like, that's funny. Like, there's creative ways to
if you do it in a funny way.
Right.
Yeah. Self-deprecation is, it's a time-honored tradition, man.
It is, and it needs to.
Gone.
It's
gone.
It really needs to come back because nobody's beating these people down, even a peg, right? They're all still on the high horse, and it's okay to get knocked down off your high horse occasionally. But you have to have somebody do it. You can't be surrounded with 100% of people just propping you up. That's not good.
I said it. I don't know if I said it to you, but it's like, back in the day, if you were talking with somebody out at the bar, in some social occasion, and you were kind of making a jackass out of yourself, you get called out by a bunch of people. If you don't get called out at all, you're on social media talking. Nobody calls you out, and if they do, you're like block, because I'm right.
But then I don't want to. But at the same time, I don't necessarily like getting. It's not a good feeling to get called out.
But you need to be called out because you're being stupid,
you're right.
and you're getting shamed. There's no shame. Nobody's shame. Did you shame somebody? What about their mental health?
Shaming is good.
Sometimes you need to
in
get
a self-deprecating way. That's the thing is if you're self-deprecating enough and clever enough, you should be able to shame yourself to where other people don't have to shame you because you've already shamed yourself. You already feel so much shame. You're all shamed out.
I do, Matt. I do feel so much shame.
Good.
I'm shamed. I'm shamed out.
Then I guess I don't have to do it.
I'm shamed out.
I know we've got a bunch of topics.
I forgot.
Can I ask you?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Question.
Please do.
I was driving through the Walmart parking lot earlier this week, and there was a car pulling out.
Sorry to hear that.
Hey, man, people need vodka. And there was a car pulling out, and a car I hadn't seen in a while. A Monte Carlo.
Nice. That's old.
No, wait. No.
new Monte Carlo?
Wait, I take it back.
He doesn't even.
El Camino.
Oh, that's a whole different ball game. That's the one.
What the fuck was the deal with
a car truck? It's a car
was the deal? With,
truck.
I hadn't seen one in a while.
You get the cab of a car, man. But a long ass bed. It's a nice El Camino.
What was the deal with the El Camino?
I There was it didn't it wasn't. I don't think it was hugely popular.
Is that what it? Because I mean, there's never been another El Camino, right? There's never been another,
The closest thing to an El Camino is an Avalanche.
and that was a truck.
It's kind of like a SUV with a bed. Yeah, semantics, but it's it's not an El Camino.
It was a more truck-looking thing than a
Yes, it was
car-looking
because the
thing.
El Camino, the if you just took the cab of an El Camino, it was like a regular car, and then all of a sudden you got a flatbed, you got a pickup truck, and it's a nice size. You know, you could put a couch in that thing.
It was a really good-looking car in terms of like they had kept it nice,
El Camino.
right? They had kept it nice. It looked good, but like new paint and like a classic car thing. But I've never seen any vehicle look like the El Camino. And I wasn't around at that time. I mean, maybe I was born, but I never was privy to the
Oh, there's a good picture. Right there. Oh, yeah,
the
that's what I'm
magic of
talking
the El
about.
Camino.
Look at that! Look at that! Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that! That's a nice El Camino.
Is it? I mean that genuinely. Is it? Was an El Camino a nice luxury car?
See, you wouldn't know that
Like-
was a truck right there, would you? No, you can't see good. Never mind.
No, I
It's like that's nice.
is it?
I don't know.
I mean, for real. I'm trying to figure out the El Camino. I was racking my brain for like 20 minutes on my drive home and going, what was that I just saw? I've seen it
you
before.
don't you don't see an El Camino
It's
hardly
very rare.
ever.
It's like on the way here when I stopped and got the beer for us. I stepped out and I smelled a cigarette. Rarely do I smell cigarettes anymore. Not a lot of people appear to
true.
smoke cigarettes. And it was a nice, refreshing sort of cigarette smell, weirdly enough. I get that occasionally. That's how I felt about this El Camino. It's like nostalgia, but I don't understand why. Maybe I'm, off on this.
I don't know. It's kind of
Do you like it?
kind of nice.
You like it?
I mean, I could see, if I could see. I'm a practical guy, Matt.
You
I
would
could see
ride
own-
around in the El Camino?
If
Is this
I-
what
you
you're
know,
telling me?
Because I got a truck. Because I got to get hay. I need
Hay.
and go to the dump. I need to do stuff with hay with a truck. But if I had an El Camino, I could do it all.
I guess you bring up a good point because I don't have a truck. And every time I need to bring something to the dump, I have to find somebody with a truck.
See?
So
but if you had an El Camino,
you've sold me an El Camino.
what if like they took this and they made it 2023?
It would be the Cybertruck.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it might be pretty badass.
It might be. I don't think it's
Or
ever coming
not.
back though.
Boy, you don't. I mean, when I worked at the drive-through 35 years
The
ago,
Beverage Castle?
Yeah, there was like one guy that came in with an El Camino all the time. And it's the only El Camino back then that I ever saw. They just don't see
He
a lot
was
of
taking a break from kidnapping children
think
and
that's what it
trafficking
is.
them
It's like a
to pick up a sixer.
sixer. And there's always a duffel bag in the back. It was moving around.
his ropes and his tape.
El Camino.
Yeah, that's a trip. I don't know why that came to mind. It was just a weird vehicle, man. I saw that thing out of nowhere and it caught my eye, and I don't know if I ever care to see one again, but it was interesting.
You know who's in the house? Pantera's in the house. Pantera.
Pantera!
Pantera. Hey, Pantera.
How old is Pantera?
He's 72 years old. He was really fooling it. Now, that's a good question. How old are you, Steve? Let's take a guess, quick, before you.
I think he hates me.
Oh,
I heard him. I mean, this is years ago, but he was.
gonna say-
I think he was talking shit.
I'm gonna say Steve is 40. No, he's
49.
50,
I'm going 49.
50 years old. Let's see, 46.
Oof.
Man, how old were you when you went to work for Bubba? You were a spring chicken.
Me?
No, it's
Oh.
Pantera.
I was gonna say I was.
You were 19, weren't you?
Yeah. 19. Nubile.
How? Okay, what was the hiatus? How many years of hiatus when you were let go and didn't come back for a while?
What are you talking about? Which?
Like the big
Which
one, like when you were gone and then he brought you back for Sirius. Right?
Oh, so a couple years.
Just 2 years.
It was basically 2 years and 3 months. It was the time that you all had gotten fired, so they kept me on.
Oh, okay.
They moved me to afternoon drive, so I did a year in afternoons. Then I did mornings, maybe a little longer than that, and then they teamed me up with this other guy to do mornings
got a
with.
sponge pudding.
Yeah.
Pudding.
That was a failed experiment, and then me and Calta linked up for mornings for another 90 days and then fired, and then immediately sort of back with the show. But yeah, I would say probably 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair estimation. Yeah.
So you're pretty close to 20 years, aren't you? Like your duration.
Yeah, I guess so. Something like that. I don't
know.
It's weird how the timeline flies. And I tell people, I've lived the life of an 80-year-old man. I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, do you want to do this?" I'm like, "No, I've done a lot. I've had a lot of crazy experiences and stuff that I wish I wouldn't have experienced, but it's all, part of the thing, right?" So I'm good. But yeah, so you say 20 years, but in my mind I'm going, I'm 80 years old, dude. Like there's a lot there.
I mean, 96, 106, 106. I'm not good at math. 16. Yeah. That was like 27 years ago when I started.
27.
Yeah, 1996. 96 was the first year, I believe.
What were you doing before that, though? You were still in radio.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of I've been lucky to be in Tampa like for this long, but it's okay. I was doing the Power Pig.
Mm-hmm.
I lucked into that and got into the morning show, and then MJ came along, MJ Kelly, and I loathed him. I hated being on his show. I hated everything he said. I hated the guy, and so I did that for.
You said the same thing last week. You really have disdain for, which is okay. Which is fine.
I mean, he's not a bad guy, but just working with him, he's
Sure.
insufferable egomaniac. And so then we got an opportunity to go to the Quad Cities, Iowa, and do a morning show with some traffic guy that I hooked up with named Pat. And so it was a Mike and Pat show, and we replaced the Ron and Ron of the Quad Cities. And people were like, "You suck. You're not Ron and Ron of the Quad Cities." And I didn't know. I was 29 or something like that, 30 something years old.
Yep.
I didn't know that you don't, looking back, you don't go in and replace the top radio show that's been there for 8 to 10 years and people love them.
Never be the replacement of a great show.
They hate you.
Yeah.
Because you're new. You may not suck. You're just new. And so we did. And, you'd meet the occasional person who had a little sense in them. Man, your show's so good. You're like Ron and Ron, man. We fucking love you. But, if you're going to be a new morning show, it's going to take 1.5 years before you're going to make a dent in the ratings.
You got to cleanse the audience.
Yeah, and after 10 months, they were like, "See you guys." And so we're out. And so I'm back in Tampa, and Bubba gets his morning show. And, BJ calls me and says, "Hey, Bubba wants to be part of the morning show." And so I lucked into that.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what we were talking about. 3 times in one show, man.
Well, I wouldn't say lucked into it.
No, but it's
It aligned.
It was synchronicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it aligned.
Yeah, it's funny when I went to get into this whole thing. I'll give you a weird one. This is how weird it gets. So 102.5 used to be a station back when I was in high school. I think it was called The Point. I think.
And what was it?
It was, well, your Tracy Chapman's Fast Car, and then, maybe a little Eagles. Just kind of
out there. Anything and everything.
Yeah, it was before the Jack format or whatever. But so I remember calling up the studio line one night and just asking the night jock, "How do you get into this? What do I do?
Yeah.
What's the move?" He said, "Well, you really should just try to get an internship." And so that's what I did. So I called Big Dick and Cowhead. They were, running that gamut.
Yeah.
And it took me a few months of persistency to get in there, right? And
not a lot of stuff got done.
Yeah, not a lot of stuff got done. And I had these piercings. you know, and that was kind of like, all right, well, at least I got a gimmick.
A gimmick.
Right? And I remember Big Dick, apparently, according to him, he went back to talk to Cowhead, and Cowhead's like, what do you think? He goes, hey, he's got piercings. We can make fun of him. He goes, all right, cool. And that was literally how it goes, right? So then you fast forward all these years, right? All the bullshit, everything, And I was doing nights at 102.5 The Bone.
Yeah.
And I got let go. And it wasn't until afterward I thought about it. I go, my whole career started by me calling into the night guy at this station. And you fast forward decades. And my final shift was doing nights at that same station. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but it was interesting to think back on. It was just like, what are the chances of that? It's so weird.
You came full circle.
Full circle of fuckery.
Full circle of fuckery. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game.
It is a filthy industry, and I think we've got it worse in this market than anywhere else I've ever heard of in the country. It is a fucking weird one.
I mean, and it's a weird time. It's a ridiculous, as far as radio and everything you knew and experienced in your career. It's like there's no other time in radio that you and I aren't. Somebody's just fucking go, oh my god, oh my god, these two guys are available and they're doing a show. I mean, they're salivating and they're going, let's just print some money, But it's a totally different time.
It is,
and it's just, and it's not, and it did not for the better. It's like, because then nobody cares anymore about quality or compelling content. They don't give a shit about content or success. They just want to be safe. We got 5 stations in the market. We can make money somehow by fucking switching formats, and they don't care about compelling shit.
Yeah, things change and they evolve, and
this devolved. It devolved.
Well, but then you look at the evolution of podcasting, which, dude, think about what a joke that word was.
True.
No less than a decade ago. That word was a fucking joke. Podcast. It was a joke. Now it's the most serious contender out there. It's coming fast and furious. And yes, everybody and their brother can have one, which is good and bad. But the problem that a lot of these shows run into is consistency. They get together and they decide to do something for an hour, and then they go, you want to do this again? And then they go, nah, we're good. We're good.
It's
and they drop off.
It's a tough slog. If you don't have some name recognition, I can't even imagine. That there's most podcasts I imagine are slogging through with like 6 people watching them. Most.
Yes, and then a lot of folks they judge. Oh, well, how many downloads you get for your podcast? What's your downloads? And it's like that doesn't necessarily matter. Downloads, like I have automatic downloads for podcasts. That it just automatically downloads. I don't listen to it. It's just automatically downloads, and I don't have the foresight. I just don't think about going, I should cancel that download podcast. Like it just doesn't work, But yeah, I mean, it's changed, it evolves. In some terms, it's devolved. But I think what we're doing. For me, it's the love of the game. That's my thing.
And how many?
It goes back to that.
Ego stroking. How many people of our stature are doing something for the love of the game? Not a fucking lot.
No, that's true. That is honest to God true. Nobody's doing that for the love of the content. They're all doing it to say, okay, what am I going to get out of it? What am I going to get in return for this? How is this going to work? What's the reciprocity like? I'm not thinking like that.
Well, see, and I'm not thinking like that. I mean, in the back of my mind, of course, I'm thinking, hey, somebody's going to see this stuff, then game on.
If they were smart.
But, I could do this forever. This is like.
We could do a 24-hour marathon. Actually, no, I'm not going to tie us into that one.
No, I thought about doing that.
That's a long time.
Like, I always thought, I'm going to do a netathon. And
That's a great idea.
I've written, I swear to God, 600 songs in the last 400. Because I write two new songs like every week.
That is hilarious.
And I was like, I should just go on like Jerry Lewis back in the day and just sing every song. I'm going to sing 400 songs. It's going to take me 3 days. But it's like, and then I always go, no.
That seems like a lot of work.
No, it's a lot of work.
You can love the game, but don't love it too much.
And 12 hours into it, you're like 7 people are watching. Like, I guess it wasn't such a great idea
That's
to be up for 3 days.
That's too many songs. How many songs did Buffett have? Because I saw when Buffett passed away, all the Parrot Heads came out, and everybody's like, oh, Buffett, he was such a prolific songwriter. I know Hamburger in Paradise and Margaritaville. I'm sure he had others, obviously, clearly. And
It's Cheeseburger in Paradise, by the way. It's not Hamburger in Paradise.
where's my cheese?
Offended me.
Hamburger. Imagine if he fucked up those lyrics. I'd be like, what did he just do? He forgot the cheese.
Hamburger. Jimmy.
Bastard. I know these concert promoters just they're taking that's a rough loss for a company to incur because that tour made money at the bar.
Man, he was quite the businessman. I mean, all this Jimmy Buffett, he's got a cruise. He's got resorts. Jimmy Buffett.
All this carefree lifestyle shit. Meanwhile, he's chilling. He's banking. He's got the ability to have his paradise, right? Like, God bless him. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
good for him.
Yeah, good for him. But I still don't know any other than 2 songs.
Cheeseburger in Paradise. What did you say?
Sausage Link in Paradise. Or
Sausage.
what was it? Hamburger?
Brat in Paradise. What was the other one that you said? Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Wait, was it Cheeseburger? What was
Cheeseburger.
Okay,
It's
all right, I'm so
Cheeseburger in
confused.
Paradise.
Cheeseburger in Paradise. Margaritaville.
Margaritaville. Okay, let's see what
That's all I got.
Fins. You don't know that one.
Nope.
I don't know where the volcano goes. That was a hit back in the day.
I don't know where the volcano goes.
Come Monday. Come Monday. It'll be all. No, it's okay if you don't know
You got the voice of an angel.
it. Come Monday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh, snap. I do know that one, but I thought that was part of a lyric to one of the other 2 that I knew. So 5 o'clock somewhere is a different one.
So that's 6 already, and I'm sure there's So he was. I mean, don't make me Google Jimmy Buffett songs.
I don't know for sure how much his quote was to play a show.
I bet it was a shit ton.
I believe it was somewhere in the range of $1 million.
Wow.
I believe.
They knew they were going to make that on alcohol.
Just on the bar. Yeah. Yep. And it was a guaranteed bet.
Son of a sailor.
Oh, I do know that one.
Son of a sailor. Changes in attitude.
Why didn't you just say I'm a grandpa of a sailor?
Changes in attitudes.
Oh,
changes
change
in
in
latitude.
latitude.
Yeah, take it all back.
Oh, man. That's the little sign you hang above your bar at the tiki bar at your house.
And that's about it. But that's a lot.
That's a strong
That's a
collection.
strong collection.
It's a better collection than Homeboy from Smash Mouth had.
He had 2.
He had
and
2,
one
right?
of them was
I'm a believer. That was
remake
a cover,
of,
right?
a remake of a Monkees hit. The Monkees.
Mickey Dolenz and the
Yeah.
Monkees. There was a lady on my Facebook. I won't say who. She posted something about her experience with the guy from Smash Mouth, the lead singer who passed away, and she was like, "Sorry to hear about it, but I will tell you, in my experience booking him a couple times, this is what I dealt with." And she proceeded to kind of just give an honest assessment of he played a college campus and he demanded alcohol, and clearly there was no alcohol on the college campus, and he still threw a fit and his sound got in. It was a rather interesting post. And I'm going, let's see how long it takes for her to get crushed for this one. Because God forbid you give a little bit of an honest assessment.
Yeah.
And it was maybe an hour later. She's like, sorry about my insensitive post. Deleting it now.
Oh, he was an alcoholic, man.
Big time,
Big.
apparently.
I mean, he killed his liver at 50.
One.
Oh, that's young.
How long does it take to kill the liver? Like,
think it
what am I
takes a
doing with
long
these
time.
vodkas?
I don't even. They say alcohol's really bad for you, and that, it's maybe you have a go.
Shit.
It's like I'm not.
Seems all right.
I'm not a drunk. I like to drink though.
That's my thing. I just enjoy a nice cocktail.
Or 2 or 3 or 4. Like I don't drink 7 days a week. I don't eat 5. But some it could be a week where I drink 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
But generally it's 2. and I just get up and drink as Ned and Friday mornings, and then we have a bar show Friday night, so I drink twice in one day. So no,
that's pretty.
But, as long as you're moderation, man, I ain't worried about it. I exercise. I don't worry about nothing. The best thing they say you can do is to exercise. So I exercise, and whatever I eat decent.
You're like Jack LaLanne.
Jack LaLanne, you
didn't think I knew that reference.
He pulled a tugboat with his teeth.
When you pull that pontoon boat out there with your teeth. He pulled a tugboat with his teeth.
He did.
But why?
Because he's Jack LaLanne.
Why do you got to do it with your teeth? Can't you just put the
I don't know.
Put the rope around your waist. Do it with your waist.
Have you ever seen the guys pulling stuff? It's like, why are you pulling stuff? It just hurts you. It's like, aren't your teeth going to come out of your head? Just like,
No, I remember. Okay, here's what I remember. In middle school, they had these people called the Power Team. The Power Team was this group of, looking back on it, looked like extremely steroided up failed athletes. Right? It was kind of like poor man's
Power
American
team.
Gladiators.
Yeah.
It was like, ugh. And they would come into the middle schools and put on these performances. And they would do these feats of strength. And one guy would come out and he'd flex, and then he'd blow up a balloon.
Yes.
And then it would pop, and he'd flex.
It would be like a hot water bottle. See? Because you can't blow up a hot water bottle. But that used to be a bodybuilding thing. It's like this one guy would come out with a hot water bottle, and he'd blow it up, blew up, and everybody's like,
so corny. There was another guy that came out and he ripped a phone book.
Yeah, the phone book deal.
Okay, the phone book deal. Now, admittedly, when I went home, I'm not going to say I didn't try to rip a phone book.
I did too.
I was a tinier Yellow Pages, and I got through like 5 pages, and I was like, I don't know how he did that phone book trick, but God bless him. But those guys, I don't know what their deal is. I don't know how they were traveling, if it was a tour bus or a fly-in. I don't know what the Power Team was making.
Nothing. They were making nothing.
Well, like, what do you make to dress up in a leotard and go from middle school to middle school and rip a phone book 5 days a week and tell kids not to do drugs while you're steroided up out of your mind?
Nothing. I don't. The middle school ain't paying you.
It's for the love of the game.
The love of the game. There you go.
The love of the game.
The love of the game.
He just likes to rip phone books.
The phone book deal is just like the Hogan T-shirt.
You think it's a pre-cut
phone
book?
It's a pre-rip. It's a pre-rip.
Don't tell me that. You're crushing my childhood.
It's a pre-rip. I'm telling you, man. It's a pre-rip.
I didn't think about that. I never once thought about it being, cut. Oh, no.
Japan's schoolgirl subscribed for 3 months. That sounds a little creepy, but
thanks, Akira.
They're coming out of the woodwork, Matt.
Well, thank them. Thank you.
I think it's about time to wrap it up. I'm exhausted. I can't laugh anymore, Matt. I can't laugh.
It's been a mental warfare tonight.
That's the name of the show, Matt. Mental warfare. We'll refine that. There's something there. Something there. It's I'm not gonna toot.
Toot.
No, I'm done.
You're gonna toot. You're gonna toot the horn.
I'm gonna toot. I toot the guy.
Toot the horn.
It's rare. Would you find? See, people don't understand. Like in football, you can have the most talented people in the whole league, but if they don't have chemistry, you could be a 500 ball club. People underestimate chemistry. Me and you have chemistry. This is so easy. I think I talked like maybe 2 things on my list.
Dude.
And we don't. Do you talk about like 1 or 2 things?
Okay, let me tell you what I had on my list. Just before we go, Liberty Safe, which we did get into,
which was good. Yeah.
Monte Carlo, because I wrote that down because I was like, but it was El Camino.
El Camino, which was great.
The Facebook thing, which I still have to delete my post because it's terrible. Obama and Fuck Spectrum. We're good there. We didn't get to Kings of Pain, which is a show I watch, which is crazy, where these guys get bit by random shit. Have you ever seen that?
No, I'm not into. Yeah, I don't get people who do that.
Okay.
Kings of Pain
Kings of Pain.
next week.
Next week.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
He said, this is the story of my life, Matt. Just when things get rolling, it's like, we're taking a week off.
Oh, no, I feel terrible.
I do the same thing.
Can
so
we
don't
do
worry
it remote?
about it. Nah, I think that they'll always leave them. They'll be hungry.
Okay.
When we come back, they'll be hungering for Matt.
And then the other thing I had
Mike
on
and
here
Matt.
was Mike,
Mike.
teacher. What was that like? And I wrote that down
Substitute,
because
like-
I remember you being a teacher, a substitute teacher or something like that. And it just jogged in my memory. I was going, I have to ask him about what that was like. So we got to everything but, a couple on mine.
I was going to talk about the substitute. Should we save that? Should we save it? Or
Totally
should we
up to
save
you.
it? This is embarrassing, Matt, but I have a fantasy draft coming up at 8:30.
Oh, shoot.
It's a show deal. The show does it, the whole league,
Oh, okay.
I normally, I used to play, I played, you probably weren't around, FanDuel, Test 10, didn't even exist when you were on the show. But we did the FanDuel, and I enjoyed it. We played with the fans and stuff. So we're doing the ESPN league
Oh,
with,
that's
with
awesome.
some of the listeners. So,
Good luck getting ESPN.
fucking
Have fun with
Spectrum.
Have fun with that.
it's almost like, it's like, I'm not watching ESPN, and that makes me happy because I hate ESPN and I hate Spectrum.
Well, me too. Well, you get your fantasy draft on. I'm going to go home and watch the Carlos Alcaraz match and watch him be a mouth breather until he wins.
Is this a semifinal or a final?
I don't know.
How can you not know? Because the final's the Big Cheese. Is this the Big
This
Cheese?
would be the quarters.
Okay, so it's quarters.
I think it's quarter. I think it's
Who's
still
like
quarters.
the favorite now?
Djokovic.
Still Djokovic,
Right? Alcaraz, obviously. Djokovic and this dude, Ben Shelton, are playing Friday night. That's going to be amazing. Ben Shelton, 149 mile an hour serve.
I don't even understand how you return that.
You don't. It was crazy to watch. So it's going to be a good one. But it's me being a
So
tennis
that's like I don't watch a lot of tennis, but I could see watching that.
Yeah, it'll be good. But thank you for having me.
All right, sorry. Thank you for coming, Matt, and we will we'll see you in 2 weeks. Take a little hiatus, Matt. You a much deserved vacation. A much deserved, Matt. After all this, of 10 years of hell, you deserve a vacation, Matt. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Had a great time. We'll see you tomorrow morning for Cluster F at 8 a.m. Thanks for coming, Matt, and we'll